Greece's story begins in the Bronze Age with the mysterious Minoan civilization flourishing on Crete around 2700 BCE. These skilled seafarers built elaborate palaces at Knossos and dominated Mediterranean trade routes. The Minoans developed Europe's first writing system, Linear A, which remains undeciphered to this day. Around 1600 BCE, the Mycenaeans emerged on mainland Greece, eventually conquering Crete and inheriting Minoan maritime traditions. These warrior kings built massive citadels at Mycenae, Tiryns, and Pylos, inspiring Homer's tales of heroes like Agamemnon. The Mycenaean civilization collapsed around 1200 BCE during the mysterious Bronze Age collapse, plunging Greece into a dark age that lasted 3 centuries. Greece emerged from darkness around 800 BCE with the rise of the polis. Independent communities like Athens, Sparta, Corinth, and Thebes developed distinct identities while sharing common language, religion, and culture. The Greeks adopted the Phoenician alphabet, adding vowels to create their own writing system. Overpopulation drove massive colonization efforts from 750 to 550 BCE. Greek settlements spread across the Mediterranean and Black Sea, from Marseille in the west to Tanais on the Don River. These colonies maintained cultural ties to their mother cities while developing local characteristics. Sparta emerged as a unique military state, conquering neighboring Messenia and enslaving its population as helots. The Spartan system prioritized military excellence above all else, with boys beginning training at age 7. Meanwhile, Athens gradually developed toward democracy under reformers like Solon and Cleisthenes. The Persian Wars united Greeks against a common enemy. The Athenian victory at Marathon demonstrated Greek military prowess, while Thermopylae showcased Spartan valor despite defeat. Naval victories at Salamis and Plataea ultimately repelled Persian invasion, establishing Greece as a major Mediterranean power. The 5th century BCE marked Greece's cultural zenith. Athens, flush with Persian War victory and Delian League tribute, became the ancient world's cultural capital. Under Pericles' leadership, the Parthenon rose atop the Acropolis, symbolizing Athenian achievement. Greek democracy reached its height in Athens, where citizens participated directly in governance through the ecclesia. However, this democracy excluded women, slaves, and foreigners, representing perhaps 10% of the population. Greek intellectual achievements transformed human thought. Socrates pioneered philosophical inquiry through questioning, while his student Plato founded the academy and developed theories of forms. Aristotle systematized knowledge across disciplines from politics to biology. Playwrights like Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides created tragedy, while Aristophanes perfected comedy. The Peloponnesian War pitted Athens against Sparta in a devastating conflict that ultimately weakened both powers. Despite temporary Athenian resurgence, Greek city-states remained divided and vulnerable. Philip II of Macedon exploited Greek divisions, gradually conquering the peninsula through military innovation and diplomacy. His assassination in 336 BCE brought his son Alexander to power, forever changing Greek destiny. Alexander the Great transformed Greece from a collection of quarreling city-states into the heart of a vast empire. In just 13 years, he conquered territories from Egypt to India, spreading Greek culture across 3 continents. Alexander's conquests created the Hellenistic world, where Greek culture blended with local traditions. Cities like Alexandria in Egypt and Antioch in Syria became centers of learning and commerce. The Library of Alexandria housed the ancient world's greatest collection of knowledge. After Alexander's death, his empire fragmented among his generals. The Ptolemies ruled Egypt, the Seleucids controlled much of Asia, and the Antigonids governed Macedonia. These Hellenistic kingdoms maintained Greek cultural identity while adapting to local conditions. Greek science flourished during this period. Euclid systematized geometry, Archimedes advanced physics and mathematics, and Eratosthenes calculated Earth's circumference with remarkable accuracy. Medical knowledge expanded under physicians like Herophilus and Erasistratus. Rome gradually absorbed Greek territories, completing conquest with the Battle of Corinth in 146 BCE. However, Rome deeply admired Greek culture, leading to the famous observation that captive Greece captured her savage conqueror. Greek philosophy, art, and literature profoundly influenced Roman civilization. Greece remained culturally vibrant under Roman rule. The Apostle Paul spread Christianity through Greek cities, establishing churches that would profoundly influence the religion's development. Greek became Christianity's scholarly language, with the New Testament written primarily in Greek. When Constantine established Constantinople in 330 CE, the Roman Empire's center shifted eastward. The Byzantine Empire, though politically Roman, was culturally Greek. For over 1,000 years, Constantinople served as the new Rome, preserving Greek Orthodox Christianity and classical learning through the Dark Ages. Byzantine scholars maintained Greek intellectual traditions, copying ancient texts and developing new theological and philosophical works. The empire faced constant pressure from various enemies: Persians, Arabs, Bulgars, and eventually Ottoman Turks. The Fourth Crusade devastated Constantinople, weakening the empire permanently. Despite partial recovery, Byzantine were never fully returned. Constantinople finally fell to Ottoman forces under Mehmed II in 1453, ending the last remnant of the Roman Empire. Ottoman rule brought significant changes to Greek lands. The Sultan's government, while allowing religious autonomy through the millet system, imposed heavy taxation and periodic blood levies that recruited Christian boys for the Janissary Corps. The Greek Orthodox Church became the primary vehicle for preserving Greek identity and culture. Monasteries like those on Mount Athos maintained learning and artistic traditions. Greek merchants developed extensive trading networks throughout the Ottoman Empire and beyond. Enlightenment ideas gradually penetrated Greek intellectual circles. The Phanariates, wealthy Greek families in Constantinople, gained influence in Ottoman administration while secretly supporting Greek education and cultural revival. The Greek War of Independence began in 1821 with simultaneous uprisings across the Peloponnese, central Greece, and the islands. Heroes like Theodoros Kolokotrinas, Georgios Kariskakis, and Laskarina Bubulina led guerrilla campaigns against Ottoman forces. International sympathy, particularly after Ottoman massacres at Chios and elsewhere, brought foreign support. The naval battle of Navarino saw British, French, and Russian fleets destroy the Ottoman navy. The London Protocol of 1830 guaranteed Greek independence. Formally recognized in 1832, independent Greece began as a small kingdom under Bavarian Prince Otto, encompassing only the Peloponnese, central Greece, and some islands. The Great Idea aimed to unite all Greek-populated territories under one state. The 19th century saw gradual territorial expansion. The Ionian Islands joined in 1864, followed by Thessaly in 1881. However, the disastrous Greco-Turkish War of 1897 demonstrated Greece's military limitations. The Balkan Wars dramatically expanded Greek territory, adding Macedonia, Epirus, Crete, and Aegean Islands. Greece nearly doubled in size and population, but also inherited significant ethnic minorities and administrative challenges. World War I brought political crisis. King Constantine's German sympathies clashed with Prime Minister Venizelos' pro-Allied stance, creating the National Schism. Allied pressure eventually brought Greece into the war on their side. Post-war Greece launched the Asia Minor campaign, attempting to realize the Great Idea by conquering Western Anatolia. The catastrophic defeat led to massive population exchanges. Over 1.2 million Greeks fled or were expelled from Turkey, while 400,000 Muslims left Greece. The interwar period saw political instability, economic hardship, and the rise of republican sentiment. The monarchy was abolished in 1924 but restored in 1935. General Metaxas established a dictatorship in 1936, ruling until the Italian invasion in 1940. Greece's heroic resistance against Italian and German forces marked one of the war's first Allied victories. However, brutal occupation followed, causing massive famine and population loss. Resistance movements fought both occupiers and each other, laying groundwork for civil war. The Greek Civil War pitted communist forces against the royalist government, supported respectively by Yugoslavia and Britain, United States. This conflict became the first major Cold War confrontation, establishing the Truman Doctrine of communist containment. Post-Civil War reconstruction transformed Greece into a modern European state. Marshall Plan aid rebuilt infrastructure, while political stability returned under conservative governments. The 1960s brought rapid economic growth and social modernization. The military junta interrupted democratic development, imposing authoritarian rule under Colonel Papadopoulos. The regime's involvement in the Cyprus crisis of 1974 led to its collapse and Turkey's invasion of Cyprus. Democratic restoration in 1974 brought Constantine Karamanlis to power, who guided Greece toward European integration. EU membership in 1981 accelerated modernization and economic development, though it also created new dependencies and challenges. The 21st century has brought both opportunities and crises. Greece successfully hosted the 2004 Olympics, showcasing its ancient heritage and modern capabilities. However, the 2010 debt crisis revealed fundamental economic weaknesses, requiring international bailouts and painful austerity measures. Despite ongoing challenges, Greece remains a vibrant democracy and EU member, its ancient heritage continuing to inspire while its modern citizens work toward a prosperous future. Greece's influence on world civilization extends far beyond its political history. The concept of democracy, first practiced in Athens, continues to shape governments worldwide. Greek philosophers laid the foundations of Western thought. Socrates' method of questioning assumptions, Plato's exploration of ideal forms and justice, and Aristotle's systematic approach to knowledge across all disciplines. Greek contributions to mathematics and science remain fundamental. Pythagoras' theorem, Euclidean geometry, and Archimedes' principles of physics still form the basis of modern education. Greek physicians like Hippocrates established medical ethics through the famous oath bearing his name, while Galen's anatomical studies influenced medicine for over a millennium. The Greek language itself has enriched world vocabulary. Terms like democracy, philosophy, mathematics, theater, and countless scientific and technical words derive from Greek roots. Modern languages contain thousands of Greek loanwords, testament to Greek intellectual achievement. Greek literature established enduring genres and themes. Homer's epics remain among world literature's greatest works, while Greek tragedy and comedy created dramatic forms still performed today. The hero's journey, tragic flaw, and catharsis are concepts that continue to resonate in modern storytelling. Greek art and architecture established principles of beauty and proportion that influenced subsequent civilizations. The golden ratio, architectural orders, and idealized human forms in sculpture became standards for Western art. The Parthenon remains architecture's most recognizable symbol of classical perfection. Greek mythology profoundly shaped Western literature and psychology. Stories of Zeus, Athena, Apollo, and other Olympian gods provided metaphors for human experience that persist in modern culture. The heroic tales of Hercules, Perseus, and Theseus established narrative patterns still used in contemporary fiction and film. The transition from polytheism to Christianity marked a crucial transformation in Greek history. Early Christian communities in Greece, established by the Apostle Paul, became centers of theological development. Greek church fathers like John Chrysostom and Basil the Great shaped Christian doctrine and practice. The Great Schism of 1054 divided Christianity between Roman Catholicism and Eastern Orthodoxy, with Greece remaining firmly in the Orthodox camp. Greek Orthodox theology, with its emphasis on theosis and mystical tradition, offered an alternative to Western Christianity's more legalistic approach. Mount Athos, the Holy Mountain, became Orthodox monasticism's spiritual center. For over 1,000 years, this monastic republic has preserved ancient liturgical traditions and theological scholarship. The peninsula's 20 monasteries continue to maintain strict religious discipline and house priceless manuscripts and artworks. Greece's geography naturally oriented it toward maritime activities. From ancient times, Greeks were renowned as sailors, traders, and colonizers. The development of the trireme revolutionized naval warfare, while Greek merchants established trading networks from the Black Sea to Gibraltar. During Ottoman rule, Greek merchants from islands like Hydra, Spetses, and Sara developed extensive commercial networks. These maritime communities accumulated wealth and shipping expertise that proved crucial during the independence struggle. Greek ship owners used their vessels to transport revolutionary fighters and supplies. Modern Greece maintains its maritime heritage as one of the world's largest shipping nations. Greek-owned vessels carry approximately 20% of global seaborne trade, making shipping a cornerstone of the modern Greek economy. Families like the Onassis and Nearchos dynasties became international symbols of Greek maritime success. The concept of philotimo, often untranslatable but encompassing honor, dignity, and love of country, remains central to Greek identity. This cultural value emphasizes personal integrity, hospitality to strangers, and loyalty to family and community. Philotimo connects contemporary Greeks to their ancestors and provides continuity across millennia. Greek emigration has created a global diaspora that maintains strong cultural connections to the homeland. Major Greek communities in Australia, the United States, Canada, and elsewhere preserve language, traditions, and Orthodox faith while contributing to their adopted countries. The Greek-American community has produced notable figures in politics, business, and culture. Politicians like Michael Dukakis and John Sarbanes, entrepreneurs like Tom Carville, and entertainers like Telly Savalas have achieved prominence while maintaining Greek identity. Greek cuisine has achieved global popularity, introducing the world to dishes like moussaka, souvlaki, and Greek salad. The Mediterranean diet, based on traditional Greek eating patterns, has been recognized for its health benefits and adopted worldwide. Greek festivals and celebrations have spread internationally. Greek Independence Day parades occur in major cities worldwide, while celebrations of Orthodox Easter and name days maintain cultural continuity across generations of Greek immigrants. Modern Greece faces significant challenges while building on its historical strengths. The economic crisis that began in 2010 exposed structural problems in the Greek economy, including high public debt, tax evasion, and inefficient public administration. However, the crisis also catalyzed reforms and renewed focus on competitiveness. Tourism remains a crucial economic sector, with Greece's combination of ancient sites, beautiful islands, and Mediterranean climate attracting millions of visitors annually. Archaeological sites like the Acropolis, Delphi, and Olympia generates substantial revenue while showcasing Greece's historical importance. Climate change poses particular challenges for Greece, with rising temperatures and changing precipitation patterns affecting agriculture and tourism. However, Greece's abundant sunshine and wind make it well positioned for renewable energy development, potentially transforming it into a regional energy hub. The refugee crisis of the 2010s tested Greece's resources and humanitarian values as hundreds of thousands of migrants from the Middle East and Africa sought passage to Europe through Greek islands. Despite economic hardship, Greeks demonstrated remarkable generosity, with many ordinary citizens volunteering to help refugees. Greece's strategic location continues to provide geopolitical significance. As tensions rise between Russia and the West, Greece's position in NATO and the EU makes it an important ally for Western powers. The country's improved relations with former adversaries like North Macedonia show diplomatic maturity. From the Minoan palaces to contemporary Athens, Greece's story represents humanity's enduring quest for knowledge, beauty, and freedom. The country that gave the world democracy, philosophy, and theater continues to navigate between honoring its extraordinary past and building a sustainable future. As Greeks often say, drawing on their ancient heritage while facing modern challenges, a society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know they shall never sit in. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and share it with your friends. I also create videos on the history of different countries and empires, so check out those too.